Hey, T. What I come on? Hey, T. Spurs. Let me see. Oh yeah, this one I think has some of that AI stuff on it. Okay, I'm back. I need to put my timer on. Hey, Maddie. Hey, Joyce. Mm, how we doing? I'm back. Hey, Kane Life. Is trick or treat almost over? Mm-mm-mm. Let me get started. I'm putting a timer on. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's go. This is, let me get it set up so y'all can see. If not, y'all can hear for now. Let's go. Y'all ready? Around the world who are watching, I have to confess, my fellow Americans and friends around the world who are watching, I have to confess, I didn't want to have this conversation. I've always believed that the measure of our democracy is its resilience, its ability to self-correct its fundamental goodness, but I'm speaking to you today from a place of deep, profound concern. I'm speaking to you because I've been reading reports that trouble me to my core. Reports that I think should trouble every single person who believes in the idea of America. Before I go any further, I need to ask you to do something important. If you are here because you believe our country's character, our national soul, is worth protecting. You believe that we are at our best a nation of hope, not a nation of fear. But I can't just talk into the air. I need to know you're building a community with me. Right now, I need you to subscribe to this channel. And if you are able, if you truly believe in this work, I am asking you to become a member. This isn't about just watching a video. It is about making a commitment. It is about building a community of conscience, a place where we can have these hard conversations. If there are 1,000 people listening right now, I need to see 1,000 people join this effort. Please subscribe and become a member. Because what we have to discuss today, it requires us to stand together to be counted. Now, let's talk about what's happening. The news today is filled with phrases I never thought I would read in connection with the United States government. We are hearing reports about the work of White House advisor Stephen Miller. We are hearing about the State Department, our face to the world, our diplomats, and we are hearing about ICE, our immigration enforcement, but we are hearing about them in a new way. The reports describe what they call an anti-immigration machine. A machine. I want you to think about that word. Anti-immigration machine. I don't know. When it comes to this administration, I want to be real honest. And as they say, transparent. Anytime I hear I hear antichrist, anti-immigration. I mean, I hear him, but I hear anti. When I hear the machine, you know, a lot of times in the industry, Hollywood, acting and or music, especially rap. Well, no, just R&B too. I hear the machine and the way people are who are about to expose the machine. they mysteriously somehow come up unalive, directly or indirectly. We will never know, especially with us really coming to terms with the Epstein files and Trump with the CIA and the intelligence of it all, and Charlie Kirk. So, because in that case, it was a machine behind his exit, uh, allegedly. So, when I hear President Obama say anti, I'm still hearing antichrist. Okay, that's just my opinion, but let's hear it. And machine, and the machine behind it. Let's go.
Now, I need to see 1,000 people join this effort. Please subscribe and become a member. Because what we have to discuss today, it requires us to stand together to be counted. Now, let's talk about what's happening. The news today is filled with phrases I never thought I would read in connection with the United States government. We are hearing reports about the work of White House advisor Stephen Miller. We are hearing about the State Department, our face to the world, our diplomats, and we are hearing about ICE, our immigration enforcement, but we are hearing about them in a new way. The reports describe what they call an anti-immigration machine. A machine. I want you to think about that word. A machine. A machine is cold. It is unfeeling. It moves forward processing things, not people. It does not pause. It does not feel empathy. It does not recognize a family. It does not see the plea in a person's eyes. It simply executes a command. And the command, according to these reports, is to create a system fueled by one single purpose: exclusion. This is not a partisan issue. This is a question of our character. The American government is supposed to be made of people, of public servants, people who take an oath, people who understand the gravity of their work. The State Department, where I worked with incredible diplomats, is supposed to be the engine of our diplomacy, of our welcome, of our engagement with the world. It is supposed to be a symbol of our values, but what we are hearing now is that this great institution is being rewired, that an advisor from the White House is personally directing a system, day by day, call by call, to turn the levers of government against people, to balloon the wait times for those trying to come here legally,
What you
to
mean
find new
join
ways to
in, Miss
reject,
Time?
to deny, to deport. This is not the America I know.
Speedy and smart resistance machine. So
What
much
you
to
mean?
cover.
Can you join
Let's go.
in?
Well, it's a smart resistance train.
The America I know has always wrestled with immigration. It is a hard debate. It is a core part of our story. We are a nation of immigrants, and we are a nation of laws. I've said that many times, and I believe it. I've enforced those laws, but I always believed, and I still believe, that our laws must be enforced with wisdom, with discretion, and with the basic recognition of our shared humanity. What is being described now is not wisdom. It is not discretion. It is the creation of a cold, unfeeling machine. A machine built from fear. A machine that seems to view people not as human beings, but as problems to be solved, as numbers to be reduced.
Yes, earlier
This
today.
is a betrayal of our best selves. It is a betrayal of the promise we make to the world, the promise etched on the Statue of Liberty when we allow our government to become a machine that works against people. We have lost our way. We have allowed fear to replace our hope. And I have to tell you, As disturbing as this is, as heartbreaking as it is to imagine this machine grinding away in the halls of our own government, it is not the only thing I've learned. There is another part to this story, another piece of news that shows us just how far we are drifting from our values, and in some ways, it is even more frightening. It's about how they are recruiting people to run this machine. It's one thing to build a policy based on fear. It is another thing entirely to celebrate that fear. It's another thing to trivialize it, to turn the heavy, solemn, and often tragic work of law enforcement into a game. The other report that crossed my desk, the one that makes me fear for our future, is about recruitment. It's about how the agency in charge of this enforcement, ICE, is trying to find new agents. You would think a job this serious would require a
But remember now, I want us to think past just the surface, because I keep preaching that this 2025 ICE, this department, this team of, I'm gonna say men, because from what we're able to see, that's what it appears. Now, that may not be the full case, but that's what it appears. Now, they are masked up. They're wearing military type gear. That's their uniform. But if we say making America great again, so what did quote unquote ICE look like before? If this is the uniform for ICE in 2025, their faces still covered, you don't know who they are, then we can assume that it is a new and improved version of hand-selected members to cover themselves and take commands. Have no feelings, have no nothing. So it's a mock application of what? 3Ks. And I want to stop right here and maybe broaden it a little bit and say, if he's saying that ICE, this new enforcement, is only taking commands and it has no feelings, it can't see, well, it can, but it can't, it's just only going to go off of command. So really, when it comes to the point of just grabbing whoever, we need the numbers. It don't matter what color they are and if they are U.S. citizens. Because it's almost as if when you talk about, when a former president is talking about danger and it is anti-immigrant, well, we're all immigrants. We all come from a place. They came, they went to Africa. Because what's going to happen is they're going to mistake, this is just my opinion. Hey to everybody that's come in. If they're saying Haitians are Africans or what, then where does that put the average black person? If a machine is responding to a command, I want African American people to put that in the forefront and just not assume that we are U.S. citizens, so we're not Hispanic or Mexican, so this threat don't apply to us. I want us to always remain 10 steps ahead. Okay, but I'm just saying, I just want us to think 10 steps ahead when President Obama is referencing a machine that's only going to respond to a command. And if it's it's instructed for anti-immigration, where there is no line. Is it? Is there a line with the machine? Let's listen. I just want us to think past the surface, cause prior we have been saying, oh well, they don't have nothing to do with us. They don't have nothing to do with us. Don't put us in that. Don't put us in it. But he is gonna put us in it, cause he mad. Okay, okay. Let's think of it. Let's just stay focused. And he's losing.
Of a cold, unfeeling machine. A machine built from fear. A machine that seems to view people not as human beings, but as problems to be solved, as numbers to be reduced. This is a betrayal of our best selves.
Facts, Mrs. Tom.
It is a betrayal of the promise we make to the world, the promise etched on the Statue of Liberty when we allow our
Facts.
government to become a machine that works against people. We have lost our way. We have allowed fear to replace our hope. And I have to tell you, as disturbing as this is, as heartbreaking as it is to imagine this machine grinding away in the halls of our own government, it is not the only thing I've learned. There is another part to this story, another piece of news that shows us just how far we are drifting from our values. And in some ways, it is even more frightening. It's about how they are recruiting people to run this machine. It's one thing to build a policy based on fear. It is another thing entirely to celebrate that fear. It's another thing to trivialize it, to turn the heavy, solemn, and often tragic work of law enforcement into a game. The other report that crossed my desk, the one that makes me fear for our future, is about recruitment. It's about how the agency in charge of this enforcement ICE is trying to find new agents. You would think a job this serious would require a sober appeal, an appeal to duty, to service, to the law. But that is not what we are seeing.
I don't know.
Instead, we are seeing memes, video game style memes. I want that to sink in. We are seeing images from a popular video game called Halo. In this game, the heroes fight a parasitic alien race called the Flood. An alien race that consumes all life. And our government, our Department of Homeland Security, reportedly used this imagery. They posted messages with slogans like "Destroy the Flood" next to a link to an ICE recruitment page. Think about what this says. Think about the message it sends. It is a message that says the people we are supposed to be processing, the families at the border, the undocumented person who has been here for a decade, they are not people. They are a parasite. They're an alien race to be destroyed. This is not a subtle, hidden message. It is stated in the plainest, most dehumanizing terms possible. They have also reportedly used themes from Pokemon, that children's game, setting videos of raids to the music and using the slogan, "Gotta catch 'em all." My heart breaks. This is not a game. This is not hip or cool or edgy. This is the deliberate, systematic dehumanization of people. This is the language of cruelty. When you turn a human being, a child of God, into a video game alien, you are numbing the conscience of the very people you are hiring. You are telling them that their job is not to enforce a complex law, but to destroy a flood. You are telling them that the people they catch are not people with families, with stories, with dignity, but just objects in a game. This is
I don't know
dangerous.
about it.
It is a dangerous
Okay.
path. History is filled with moments that began this exact way. They began with language. They began by painting one group of people as less than, as parasites, as an infestation, as a problem to be cleaned up. We have seen this before. We as a country have fought wars to stop this kind of thinking. And now we are seeing it used by our own government to recruit our own young people. This is not about being a Democrat or a Republican. This is about being a decent human being. This is about understanding that the words of our leaders, the images our government uses, they matter. They have power, they can build up or they can tear down, and this tears us down. It tears down our humanity. It tears down the very idea of America. We have to ask ourselves, is this who we are? Is this what we want to be? A nation that talks about people like they are alien parasites, a nation that turns the capture of human beings into a video game, a nation that builds a machine to hunt and to exclude. I cannot accept that. I will not accept that, because I know we are better than this. I have seen
Hey,
the goodness
Vicky.
of the American people. I have seen it in every state. Our strength has never, ever come from our fears. It has never come from our ability to divide. Our strength has always come from our hope. It has come from our ability to see ourselves in each other, to see the we and we, the people. And right now, that we is in jeopardy. We are being told to fear our neighbor. We are being told to
Oh
see
my
the other
goodness. Is
as
he
an enemy.
considering running
And
again? No, they told him that he couldn't. There's no way around it.
we must reject that. We must and we will find a better way. This isn't just about pixels on a screen. It's not just about a silly meme. It is about a mindset. It is about what happens when people in power begin to believe their own harsh words. Because when you talk about people as a flood to be destroyed, it gives permission for people to act in ways that are outside of our values. It sends a message to agents, to officers, that the rules of decency, the rules of compassion no longer apply. It creates fear. That is the purpose of this language.
Is this that Halo?
It is designed to make one group of people afraid and to make another group of people angry. This is the oldest play in the book. It's the play that says you don't have what you want because they are here. It's the play that says the reason your life is hard is because of those people. It is a distraction. It is designed to turn us against each other. And this anti-immigration machine
Anti-immigration.
that the news is talking about, that is the engine for that fear. Think about what a machine does. It has no heart. It has no soul. It does not stop to think. It just runs a machine, doesn't know the difference between a hardened criminal and a mother fleeing violence. A machine doesn't know the difference between someone who poses a real threat and a young person who was brought here as a child who has only ever known this country as their home. A machine just follows orders. And the orders we are hearing about are not about justice. They are not about security. They sound like they're about numbers, about quotas, about arrests. It sounds like that video game, again, Gotta Catch 'Em All. But these are not characters in a game. These are human beings. These are our neighbors. These are the people who cook our food, who build our homes, who teach our children, who care for our parents. This is what happens when we let fear take the wheel. The machine starts to grind, and we see this spirit, the spirit of division, in other places too. We see it in the way we talk to each other online. We see it in the way we assume the worst about someone who votes differently than we do. This immigration policy, this machine, this game, it is just the sharpest, most painful example of a larger problem. A problem of losing our empathy, a problem of forgetting that we are all in this together, when the government itself, the people who are supposed to represent all of us, starts using language that separates us into us and them.
Okay, so
When
hold
they
on.
start talking about floods and
Parasites. And y'all know I've been talking about parasites. Oh, maybe not on here. I don't know. But in real life, I've been on the parasites. And how come the maggot can't see this? Hold on. Let me go here. Go down here. Let's see. I got so many tabs up here. Okay, let me use this one and see if this is what he was, what came on his desk that he's talking about. I'm not sure. I didn't fully listen to it. I just listened enough. Y'all, please hit the like button. I just listened enough to say, let me bring this to the tea sippers, and then all the other stuff popped off today. Hold on.
Love the AI piss filter. Thank you for making this shit super easy to spot. Also, count the stars. Only 40 are shown. Also, F Trump and F ICE.
That's how you do an evil laugh.
What is up, space pirates? This is your admiral, the obviously awesome Dr. Disaster. And I've just got to ask you guys, is there anything sweeter
This is
than
some
listening
the
to
Halo
these
show.
progressive shitlibs
Well,
out there throw
at
a
lib, I
tantrum
guess. I don't
when
know.
people start dunking on them? They're usually smug as hell, but is there anything sweeter at all than seeing the smile wiped off their faces and get replaced with fury?
Not a damn thing.
Well, the meltdowns are coming out big time right now, and it all started with the news that we heard this weekend that Halo is no longer a console-exclusive title. As this headline from IGN tells us, Halo Campaign Evolved is coming to the PS5, and that is only the first of them. From this point forward, Halo will be released on PlayStation consoles. Now, we kinda knew this was coming, but for me, seeing this announcement was still pretty surreal. I looked at these headlines and thought,
Holy shit!
anyhow, as a result of this news, GameStop put out this joke announcement here on X where they declare the end of the console wars. It says, whereas, for the past 2 decades, the global gaming community has been engaged in an ongoing and increasingly petty conflict known as the console wars, whereas said conflict originated in the early 2000s with the release of Halo Combat Evolved as an exclusive Xbox title, whereas Halo Campaign Evolved is officially coming on PlayStation in 2026 with cross-platform play. Therefore, GameStop, acting under its authority as a neutral entity and the world's retail game shitlibs did not find funny was when someone pointed out that this was another war that was ended under the watch of President Donald Trump.
We do not speak his name.
Naturally, the humorless leftist D-bags out there don't understand how to roll with the punches when someone gives them shit, and their meltdowns were so glorious to behold that even the White House X account joined in and posted this, which caused these people to freak out even more. Even the outlet Insider Gaming wrote an article about this, whining about how horrible and uncouth it is that the White House would post this, but fortunately, GameStop got in on the fun, posting stuff like this. As you can imagine, this has caused a lot of freakouts, and as usual, as a Schadenfreude enthusiast, I thought it would be a lot of fun to watch these living caricatures make asses of themselves. Oh, that's funny. Donald Trump in a Master Chief suit. Oh, that's great. But what does this turd have to say?
Love the AI piss filter. Thank you for making this shit super easy to spot. Also, count the stars. Only 40 are shown. Also, F Trump and F ICE.
That's how you do an evil laugh.
What is up, space pirates? This is your admiral, the obvious making a win. These are the humorless, soulless ghouls that we must take back our culture from. So, in response to this post here,
Take back
where
our
the White
culture
House
from.
posted this image, give me a follow over on X, or my handle is Dr. Disaster 1, and if you feel like supporting the
Okay,
channel
so
and
this
helping
is
keep the light
Halo, and it's war induced to take over, whatever he just said. So, no, don't share this. So I just wanted to show y'all what I guess the meme was about. Let's go back to where we were. I'm not gonna entertain no crap with, like, no. See, he a kid.
Parasites, we
Trump
are
is
on
a
a very dark
kid.
road. This is not the America that inspires
And
the
see,
world.
that's why the
This is
first
not
time
the America that
around,
generations of people have
when
looked to.
people was like, "Oh, he a troll, he this and he online," and I just he a grown man for real. So yeah, I mean, cause he's not creative in his head, so he can't come up with anything original. I mean, the ballroom is Hitler. The what was that other? I was almost gonna say offense. I can't think of what. Everything is taken a copy from somebody. So now he's chiming in on means to take to go back to the way things were and take over. I guess the immigrants had taken over, and what, black people done came up and they're not submissive to them anymore. I mean, what? I don't know. But that word again, that word again should not be looked at lightly to me.
As a beacon of hope. The America I know, the America I believe in, is not a cold machine. It is a warm and welcoming heart. It is a nation strong enough to be compassionate. It is a nation smart enough to be fair. It is a nation built not on the idea of keeping people out, but on the idea of inviting people in to join in the hard work of building a more perfect union. We are so much better than this. But we have to remember who we are. We have to remember that our diversity, our mix of cultures and backgrounds, is not our weakness. It is our greatest strength. It is the core of our genius. And any leader, any policy, any advisor who tries to tell you otherwise, they do not understand what makes America, America. So what is the better approach? What is the right way? Because I have always said, and I still believe, we must be a nation of laws. We cannot have open borders, but we must also be a nation of immigrants. And we have to find a way to be both at the same time with wisdom and with heart. The alternative is not to build a machine. The alternative is to build a system. A machine is dumb. It just does what it's told. A system is smart, a system is fair, a
Hi,
system has
Carmen.
rules that make sense, that are clear and that are applied with justice. The better approach is to focus our resources where they actually matter. When I was in office, we wrestled with this every day. It is not easy. But we made choices. We chose to focus our enforcement on those who had actually committed violent crimes, those who were a real danger to our communities. We did not focus on separating families. We did not focus on rounding up students. We tried to bring people out of the shadows, not drive them further in. We tried to protect the young people who were brought here as children, to give them a chance to contribute to the only country they've ever called home. The better approach is not to have one advisor in the White House, as these reports suggest, personally directing a campaign of fear. That is not how a democracy is supposed to work. That is not checks and balances. The better approach is to have Congress, the people you elected, finally do their job, to pass comprehensive immigration reform, to create a system that is fair, that is orderly, and that reflects our values. And the better approach, the most important one, is to change our language. We must stop talking about people as problems. We must stop using the language of war and games. To all the immigrant communities listening to me right now, I want to say something directly to you. I know you're afraid. I know these reports, this news, this language, it makes you feel like you are not welcome. It makes you feel like you are being hunted. I want you to know that this machine, these memes, that is not the real America. That is not the heart of the American people. The real America is the neighbor who brings you a meal. The real America is the teacher who stays late to help your child. The real America is the church, the synagogue, the mosque that opens its doors to everyone. The real America is the person who, even if they are worried about the border, would never, ever treat another human being like a parasite. We are better than this. You deserve better than this. The American people deserve a government that reflects their decency, a government that reflects their compassion, a government that works to solve problems, not to create fear, a government that seeks to unite us. This is the choice we face. Do we want to be a nation that builds a cold machine? Or do we want to be a nation that lives up to its highest ideals? Do we want to be a nation that treats people like a flood? Or do we want to be a nation that remembers the words on that great statue in the harbor? Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. That is the promise of America. That is who we are. And we cannot, we must not let anyone, no matter how high their office, take that promise away from us. I want to talk about what this means for America's place in the world for my entire life. And for my time as your president, I traveled to nearly every corner of the globe. I met with kings and with farmers. I spoke in grand halls and in small villages. And everywhere I went, the one thing I found, the one thing that always made me proud, was what America meant to people. Even in places where people disagreed with my policies or disagreed with my predecessors' policies, they still believed in the idea of America. They believed in the place where anything was possible. The place that was not bound by old hatreds. The place that was always new, always striving, always reaching for something better. They saw the Statue of Liberty and they took it seriously. They saw our movies, they listened to our music, and they heard the sound of freedom. They heard the sound of possibility. Now, I have to ask, what do they see today? When these reports go out, when the world reads about an anti-immigration machine, what does that sound like to them? It does not sound like possibility. It sounds like a closed door. It sounds like a fortress. When they hear that our government is using video game language, comparing human families to a parasite that must be destroyed, what does that say about us? It says we are afraid. It says that our confidence is gone. It says we are a nation that is scared of the very people who want to come here and do what our ancestors did, build a new life, work hard, and contribute to the greatness of this country. A strong nation is not afraid. A confident nation does not need to build a machine to keep people out. A confident nation has a system that is orderly, fair, and just, and it is not afraid of the world. This approach, this politics of fear, it makes us small. It shrinks our standing. It tells the world that our values are conditional, that our belief in all men are created equal has an asterisk. It tells them that our empathy stops at the border. That is not a message of strength. It is a message of weakness. It is a betrayal of our own story. Because who are we as Americans? We are a nation of immigrants. Look at your own family tree. Go back 2 or 3 or 4 generations. Where did you come from? Did your family
Facts.
come here with perfect papers? Did they speak perfect English? Or did they come, as so many did, with nothing but hope? Did they come from Ireland to escape a famine? Did they come from Italy to escape poverty? Did they come from Eastern Europe to escape persecution? When they arrived, was it easy? No. They were often met with signs that said, "No Irish need apply." They were often met with prejudice. They were often told they were dirty or different or dangerous, but they worked, they built, they fought in our wars, they enriched our culture, they became part of the great, noisy, beautiful, complicated thing we call America. This machine that is being built, this language that is being used, it is a slap in the face to that history. It is a betrayal of our own families. It is telling the world that the American dream is now closed for business. We are pulling up the drawbridge. We are turning off.
Gaza's population is on the brink of famine. Every hour.
Hey,
The
Sonya.
light in the beacon, and that is a tragedy. It is a tragedy for those who dream
Under
of coming
ICE
here,
rules.
but it is a deeper tragedy for us. Because the moment
Oh,
America
wow,
stops being a
Mrs.
beacon,
Tom.
it stops being America. But the damage of this machine isn't just to our reputation in the world. The deepest damage, the
Wow.
wound that will be hardest to heal, is the damage it does to us. It
I
is
hope
what it
he
does to
gets
our soul.
stopped soon.
It is what it does to our national character. When a government in your name uses language that turns
Are you
people
on
into
East
pests.
Coast?
When it makes a game out of a family's worst day, it does something to the air we all breathe. It lowers the bar for all of us. It gives permission in small, quiet ways for cruelty to become normal. The first time you hear someone call a human being a parasite, you are shocked. The 10th time, you are uncomfortable. The 100th time,
Hopefully,
you might just shrug and change the channel. That is the danger. That is the slow hardening of the heart. That is the corrosion of our empathy. And this machine, it requires that a machine cannot run on empathy. A machine runs on cold, hard code. And the code being written right now,
so let me
according to
pause. So, the more he talked, the more I heard Charlie Kirk. When, and President Obama is keeping it primarily at the border. But when you hear anti-immigrant and a machine, and what we're seeing on a daily basis on online is they're not just going after border immigrants. And so, because remember, he's trying to beat Biden's numbers. I think they said that Biden deported more back to their country. His numbers were higher than what Trump administration has done so far. So this push, get them all, catch them all, this game, it's like a game. The little kid with the mashed potatoes on his head is playing, and how he's saying they are recruiting. I I still hear Charlie Kirk with his civil rights. Martin Luther King was a disgrace. He was this. He was that. And something he just said. It just the empathy. That empathy. He has no empathy. Absolutely. And it was as if he was brainwashed because he was trying to stay solid with Christ. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. Da 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 da. But it didn't add up. It just did not add up, which is why I got attached to it. So as I'm hearing President Obama, I am hearing also Charlie Kirk. I also somewhat hear Candace when when she was up under this cult, when she was involved with it. But for the most part, I'm hearing the brainwash of Charlie Kirk until his eyes were beginning to open. That's I do hear Charlie Kirk.
To these reports from Mr. Miller's work is a code of exclusion. It is a code that says stranger danger. It is a code that says us versus them. Once that code gets into the system, it spreads. If it is okay for the government to treat one group of people with contempt, it becomes easier for us to treat each other with contempt.
Right.
If we can look at a mother and child at the border and see a problem instead of a human being, it becomes easier to look at our neighbor who lost their job and see a failure. It becomes easier to look at someone who disagrees with us on politics and see an enemy. This is how division works. It is a poison. And these policies, this language, they are injecting that poison directly into the bloodstream of our nation. I worry about our children. What are they learning from this? When they see their leaders, when they see their government using the language of Halo to talk about law enforcement, what does that teach them? Does it teach them about justice, about due process,
Nope.
about the dignity of every person, or does it teach them that power is a game?
A peace
Power is
plan
the
for
game.
Gaza. For the plan to advance,
Power is the
Hamas
game.
must disarm.
That might makes right. That it's okay to mock and dehumanize people you don't know. These are not the values we are supposed to stand for. These are not the lessons of a great nation. The lesson of America, the hard-won lesson, is that we are all connected, that my
It's good.
humanity
Right.
is tied to your humanity, that we have a shared responsibility to each other. That is what we the people means. It does not mean some of the people, it means all of us. We have to stand up and say that this is not normal. This is not acceptable. We cannot allow our hearts to grow hard. We cannot allow our government to speak for us in this cruel, cold voice, because we are a decent people, we are a good people, we are a generous people, and we must demand a government, and we must demand leaders who reflect the goodness, who reflect our hope, not our fear. We are better than this, and it is time we started acting like it. I also spend a lot of time thinking about the people who work inside this system. I'm not talking about the political advisors in the White House. I'm talking about the public servants, the career diplomats at the State Department, the law enforcement officers at ICE, the people who signed up to do a job for the American people. When I was president, I had the honor of working with so many of these men and women. They are by and large patriots. They are people who believe in this country, who believe in the Constitution, and who believe in the rule of law. They are not villains. They are our neighbors, our friends, and our family members. And they have been given a job to do. But what happens to those good people when the mission changes? What happens
Stand
when
up. Who
the
is
work
Barry?
is no longer about upholding the law with integrity, but about feeding? What happens to an officer when their duty is measured not by the quality of
Who
their
is
judgment,
Barry?
but by the quantity of their arrests? A machine doesn't care about judgment. A machine just cares about numbers. And when you force good people to serve a machine, you break their
Stand up,
spirit.
have that
You create an
rainbow,
impossible
and it
choice. Either
says,
follow
as
the
Barry.
orders that you know in your heart are wrong, or
Sotaro
quit.
looks
And what
75 now.
happens when
Who is he
all the
talking
good
about?
people, the
Yeah,
ones with the
that's you.
strong
You
conscience,
maybe
are
you're in
pushed
the
out?
wrong
What happens when the only people left are
chat.
the ones who enjoy the work of a machine?
I
This
remove
is
that
the
for
hidden
you.
cost of this kind of leadership. It doesn't just damage those on the outside, it corrupts the system from the inside. It demoralizes the very people we trust to keep us safe. And think about those recruitment memes again if you were a young person and
I
you
put
see
you in
an
time
ad for
out.
ICE
Don't come
that
over
uses
here.
the language
Listen.
of Halo to
Don't come
swear the
over here
flag.
lying and creating narratives. We don't do that over here. Stand up. We grown. We don't troll over here. So leave yourself, or if you come back out of time out like that again, I will remove you permanently. We are grown, real grown. We're not childish. We're none of that. Yeah, no. I don't know nothing about that. His name is President Barack Obama.
What kind of person does that appeal to? Does that appeal to someone who wants to serve their community with wisdom and compassion? Does it appeal to someone who understands the complexity of immigration law? Or does it appeal to someone who just wants to win? Someone who sees the world as a video game where catching people is about scoring points. This is a failure of leadership. True leadership in government and in life is about inspiring the best in people. It is about setting a high standard, a standard of decency, of service, of respect. This is the opposite. This appears to be an appeal to our lowest, most aggressive instincts. It is turning a solemn, serious duty into a cold, cruel gain. We are better than this. Our public servants deserve better than this. They deserve a mission that they can be proud of. They deserve to work in a system, not a machine. They deserve to be part of a government that honors their oath, honors the dignity of all people, even the people they are in charge of processing. This current path is not making us safer, it is just making us colder. It is breaking the bond of trust
Yeah, I
between the
didn't know who that
American
was at
people
all.
and those who swear an oath to serve them. And that is a price that is too high to
And
pay.
I didn't have that
This
name in
struggle
my
that we
title,
are feeling
so
right now, it is not a new one. The story of America has never
and
been
stand
a
up didn't
straight
come
line.
in hitting the
It
like
has
button
always
because my
been
like button didn't
a
go up.
wrestle. It has always been a fight. A fight inside our own hearts. And a fight in our public square. A fight between our best angels and our worst fears. We have faced this kind of moment before. We have had periods in our history when fear took over, when people in power told us that those people were the problem, that those people were different, that they were dangerous, that they were not real Americans. We did it to the Irish. We did it to the Italians. We did it to the Chinese. We have told this story many times.
And on top of that, he don't want them voting. He does not want them to vote against him. So to remove the immigrants, remove these people, do this, that, and the other, those are votes that won't be counted against him. Yeah. He's scared, all right. He's scared, and everybody else scared too.
We have had moments in our history that we look back on now with deep, deep shame. We turned away ships of people fleeing for their lives, sending them back to persecution. We locked up our own citizens,
Right.
Japanese Americans, in camps simply because of where their ancestors came from. We have made these mistakes. We have given in to fear. We have allowed our government to act in ways that betray our highest ideals. But the glory of America, the thing that still makes this nation unique, is that we have also learned, we have grown, we have pushed back. Brave men and women, black and white, young and old, stood up and marched. They went to court, they went to the ballot box, they demanded that America live up to its creed. They forced us to look in the mirror and to see the gap between the promise of all men are created equal, the reality of our lives. And because they did, we got better. We bent the arc of our history slowly, painfully. But we bent it toward justice. We looked at those dark chapters in our past, and we promised ourselves never again. That is why what we are seeing today is so heartbreaking. This anti-immigration machine, this language of parasites, floods. This is not just a bad policy. It is a choice to forget the lessons we have already learned. It is an argument that our fear was right all along. It is an attempt to take us backward. It is an attempt to tell us that those dark moments in our past were not mistakes, but were actually the right way to do things. We cannot go backward. We cannot unlearn the hard lessons of our own history. We cannot let anyone tell us that our compassion is a weakness or that our diversity is a threat. That is not true. Our compassion is our strength. Our diversity is our power. We are a nation that has seen the darkness of us versus them, and we chose a better path. We chose e pluribus unum, out of many one. We must not allow that promise to be broken. We must not allow the politics of fear to erase the progress that generations of Americans have fought and died for. We are better than this. Our history calls on us to be better than this. So let's talk about that better path, because it is not enough to just point out what is wrong. We have a duty to build what is right. The opposite of a cold machine is not chaos. The opposite of a machine is a smart, strong, and fair system. A machine is simple, it just separates, it just rejects. A system is wiser. It understands that you can be a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. It understands that these two things are not enemies, they are partners. What does a smart system look like? Well, first, it doesn't use video game memes to hire us. Our history calls on us to be better than this. So let's talk about that better path, because it is not enough to just point out what is wrong. We have a duty to build what is right. The opposite of a cold machine is not chaos. The opposite of a machine is a smart, strong, and fair system. A machine is simple, it just separates, it just rejects. A system is wiser. It understands that you can be a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. It understands that these two things are not enemies, they are partners. What does a smart system look like? Well, first, it doesn't use video game memes to hire people. It hires people who are trained in the law, who have good judgment, and who understand that they're dealing with human beings. Second, a smart system focuses its limited resources on real threats, on people who mean us harm, on violent criminals, on traffickers, on those who are trying to hurt our communities. It does not waste its time. It does not waste its energy hunting for a student who has been here for 20 years, or a father who is just trying to provide for his family. That is not smart. That is not strategic. It is a waste of resources. And it spreads fear for no good reason. Third, a smart system is honest. It acknowledges that we have millions of people in this country who have been here for a long time. They're part of our communities. They're not going anywhere. A smart system finds a way for them to get right with the law, a way for them to pay taxes, to pass a background check, to learn English, and to earn their place as full members of our society. This is not amnesty. This is realism. It is smart. It is good for our economy. It is good for our security, and it is the right thing to do. This anti-immigration machine that we are hearing about, it is not smart. It is not strong. It is simple, and it is brutal. It is a sign of weakness. It is a sign that we have given up on solving the real problem, and we have decided to just punish people instead. We can do better than this. We have to do better than this. We need to look at the facts, not the fear. The facts tell us that immigrants start businesses at a higher rate. The facts tell us that immigrants are a vital part of our workforce, from the farms where our food is grown to the hospitals where our sick are cared for. We are a nation of 330 million people. We are a vast, powerful, innovative country. The idea that a few 100,000 people coming here to seek a better life is a flood that will destroy us. It is absurd. It is a lack of faith in ourselves. We are stronger than that. Our economy is stronger than that. Our culture is stronger than that. We are a nation that can and must have a border that is secure and a system that is humane. We just need to find the will. We just need to quiet the voices of fear and listen once again to the voices of our better angels. Now I want to talk to those of you who might be listening to this and who might be feeling conflicted. Maybe you are worried. Maybe you are concerned about security at the border. Maybe you are worried about your job or about the changes you see in your community. I want you to know your concerns are real and they are valid. This has always been a hard conversation for America. It is okay to be concerned about how we manage this process. It is okay to insist that we have rules. We enforce them. I insisted on that too. But what I am asking you to do is to look very closely at how this current administration is choosing to enforce those rules. Look at the language they are using. Look at the policies they are putting in place. And then ask yourself a simple question. Is this making things better? Is this machine actually solving the problem? Or is it just creating more chaos, more fear, and more anger? Is separating a family, is that making your community safer? Is treating people like parasites from a video game? Is that making our country stronger? Is that making our economy better? Or is it just making us meaner? Is it just making us a harder, colder, angrier place? I would argue that this approach, the approach of fear, the approach of the machine, it does not solve our problems. It is a distraction. It is designed to make you angry at the immigrants, so you are not angry at the people who are actually making the decisions that affect your life. It is designed to divide us, to turn neighbor against neighbor. Because when we are busy fighting with each other, when we are busy seeing the other as an enemy, we are not paying attention to the real challenges. We are not working together to fix our schools, or to lower the cost of health care, or to create good paying jobs. This is the oldest trick in the book, and we are falling for it. You deserve better than this. You deserve leaders who will be honest with you, leaders who will not try to scare you, but who will try to solve the real problems. You deserve a government that reflects your own decency, your own kindness. I know the American people. I have seen your hearts. I know that you are not a cruel people. I know that you do not believe in taking children from their parents. I know that you do not believe in calling human beings pests. So we have to ask, why are we letting our government do these things in our name? Why are we silent? We are better than this. You are better than this, and it is time for us to demand a government that rises to the level of our own goodness. We can have security and compassion. We can have laws, and we can have hearts. Do not let anyone tell you that you have to choose. That is a false choice. And we are smart enough to see through it. I think about the America I saw when I traveled this
Hi,
country.
Garrett.
I think about the people I met in diners, in churches, and in town halls. I think about the spirit of this nation. The America I know is not a machine. The America I know is a community. I remember after a big storm, a hurricane or a tornado, what would happen? People didn't wait for the government. People didn't ask, who are you or where are you from, before they helped. They just helped.
Facts.
They opened their homes.
Mm-hmm.
They shared their food. They fired up their chainsaws and got to work clearing a neighbor's yard, putting a tarp on a roof. That is the America I know, a place of deep, powerful goodness,
Right.
a place of compassion,
Right, Sonia.
a place where we understand that we are all in this together. Now look at the machine these reports describe. Look at the language of destroying a flood. Is that the spirit of America? Is that the spirit of the neighbor helping after the storm? No, it is the opposite. It is a spirit that is cold, a spirit that is closed, a spirit that is suspicious.
No, it's not. What is he called? He would rather help a profiler, a pedophile. He would rather help Ghislaine Maxwell and move her to a plush facility. He don't want to help the people. So that means so everybody who support him, they're okay with him helping a pedo versus helping the people. That's a problem. That's a sick, That I hear him say a machine, but that's a sick head. That's a mesh head. Yeah, that's a problem.
This is the real harm. It is not just about a bad policy. It is not just about words on a screen. It is that this approach, this machine tries to change us. It tries to make us smaller. It tries to make us more fearful. It tries to convince us that the neighbor we are supposed to help is actually an enemy we are supposed to fear. This is not a Democratic idea or a Republican idea. This is a human idea. This is about our character. Are we a people who build, or are we a people who just want to keep others out? Are we a people who open our arms? Or are we a people who clench our fists? The people who work in this anti-immigration machine, they are being told by these policies and this language to clench their fists. They are being told to be suspicious. They are being told that the people in front of them are not people, but are a problem. And when your government starts to act that way, it gives permission for all of us to act that way. It makes our whole country a little colder, a little harder, a little
January
less kind.
6th.
I refuse to believe that is who we are. I know it is not. I have the evidence. I have the memory of your goodness. I have seen it with my own eyes. We are a nation of big hearts, not a nation of high walls. We are a nation of hope, and we must not let any leader or any advisor or any policy take that goodness away from us. We must not let them build a machine that runs on fear and then tell us that this machine is America. It is not. We are America. Our compassion is America. Our decency is America. And this cold, unfeeling machine is not worthy of our name. We are so much better than this. I understand that this whole subject of immigration makes people uneasy. It is a hard issue. It is complex. And it is true that when things change, it can feel unsettling. It is a sign of a working democracy that we can talk about these concerns, that we can debate them. But the job of a leader is not to use that unease. The job of a leader is not to pour gasoline on the fire of our fears. The job of a leader is to listen to those fears and then to answer them with facts, with a plan, and with wisdom. The job of a leader is to say, I hear you. I understand you are worried. Here is our plan to make sure our system is orderly. Here is our plan to make sure our laws are respected. And here is how we're going to do it in a way that is smart and fair.
Okay, my alarm is going off. I have 338 people. I need 333 likes. If not, I will be having to end. Let's go.
And still true to our values as a great
Hey,
nation.
Samantha.
That is leadership. What we are seeing now with this talk of machines and floods and video games, that is not leadership. That is the opposite. It is an attempt to increase our fear. It is an attempt to make us more angry. It is an attempt to divide us. It's like telling a child who is afraid of the dark that there are monsters under the bed. Instead of turning on the light and showing them that the room is safe, this is a choice. A leader can choose to turn on the light, or they can choose to tell monster stories. This administration, with this language, has chosen to tell monster stories. They're telling us that the monster is the immigrant, the monster is the family at the border, the monster is the flood. And why? Because when people are afraid, they are easy to control. When people are angry at one group, they do not look closely at what the government is doing in other places. But we are not children. We are Americans. We are citizens. And we do not have to be afraid. We are a nation that has faced down far greater challenges than this. We have faced down depressions. We have faced down global wars. We have faced down our own deep-set divisions. We are a strong, resilient, powerful people. The idea that we should be shaking in our boots because of some families who want a better life, it is a deep insult to our own strength. A confident nation, a strong nation does not use cruel games to recruit its officers. A strong nation does not build a machine built on fear. Only a weak and fearful leadership does that. We deserve better. We deserve leadership that matches our own strength. We deserve leaders who call on our courage, not our cowardice, leaders who appeal to our goodness, not our anger. We deserve leaders who turn on the light instead of telling us to be afraid of the dark.
Intimidation.
So if we agree that this is not who we are, if we agree that we are better than this, then we have to ask ourselves, what do we do? It can feel overwhelming. You read this news, you see this language, and you feel powerless. You think, I am just one person. What can I do to stop a machine? And the answer is, you can do everything, because this machine runs on one thing, our fear and our silence. And you have the power to take away both of those things. It starts in our own lives. It starts with the way we talk. When you hear someone at the dinner table,
What I don't figure
or at
out
work,
is
or on social
how
media,
he has this much power
using that
over
language,
us.
when you hear them
Hey,
call a
Shell
group of people
Flowers.
a flood or a problem, an infestation, you can be the voice that speaks up. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to start a fight. You can just be the voice that says, I don't see it that way. I think we are talking about human beings. You can be the voice that tells a different story, the story of our shared humanity, the story of our immigrant history. You can be the voice of decency. You can be the voice that reminds us of our own goodness. One voice in one room can change the feeling of that room. It can give other people who are silent the courage to speak up too. It also starts with what we choose to see. Do we choose to see the scary other that the monster stories tell us about? Or do we choose to see the person in our community, the person at the grocery store, the person who works at the restaurant, can we make the choice to smile, to say hello,
Easy, easy stuff.
to see the person? This is not a small thing. This is the work. This is how we push back against the machine. The machine wants us to be cold and separate, and every time we choose to be warm, every time we choose to connect, we are throwing a wrench into its gears. We are proving it wrong. And yes, it is about what we demand from our leaders. It is about paying attention. It is about using your voice and using your vote to support people who want to build, not just to break people who want to unite us, not to divide us. People who talk about solving our problems with smart plans, not with cruel games.
Right.
You are not powerless. Your voice matters. Your kindness matters. Your choice to see the humanity in someone else that is the most powerful force on earth. That is the force that this machine cannot understand, and it is the force that will, in the end, defeat it. Do not give in to the idea that our hearts must grow hard. Do not accept that this is the new normal. It is not. It is a choice. And we together can make a different choice. We can choose to be the America I know. The America of the big heart, the open hand, the helping neighbor. That is who we are. We just have to choose to be it. I still have hope. I have to, my whole life, my whole story is proof that hope is real. That this country, this America, is a place where impossible things can happen, a place where the story is not finished. We are not a perfect nation. We have never been. Our history is a story of struggle. Our story is a constant fight to close the gap between what we say we are and what we do. We say all men are created equal. And for most of our history, we have had to fight to make those words true for everyone. This moment we are in right now. It is just another part of that same long struggle. This is not the end of the story. This machine, this fear, this division, this is not our final chapter. This is just one more test. It is a test of our character, a test of our values, a test of what we truly believe. And I have hope because I believe in us. I believe in the American people. I believe that our goodness is deeper than our fear. I believe that our compassion is stronger than this cruelty. The future of this nation is not written by one advisor in the White House. It is not written by a mean-spirited mean. It is not written by a cold machine. The future of this nation is written by you. It is written by the teacher who welcomes a new child into her classroom. no matter where they are from. It is written by the business owner who judges people by their work, not their accent. It is written by the young person who sees this news,
Can I get y'all to double tap the face of your phone? Just double tap it. Or there's three dots at the top right. Hit those three dots and hit the thumbs up for me. Come on, it's free. There is no cost to double tapping the face of your phone. There's no fee attached to hitting the three dots at the top. Somebody just took their like back. Oh my goodness. Life of Denver, I got you. Thanks for showing us. You're welcome. I want to finish it off, but I need for y'all to come on, double tap the screen or hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. We got some sound directions, some sound advice. There is some hope. I love that, there go that alarm again. Okay, that's the last time it's going to go off. If I don't get the likes up, I'm going to be gone too. But I always say, President Obama, especially when people think he didn't do much for people or for black people, I love the fact that he was about equality. He could not be a president that just represent black people. It just do not work like that. That is just, he would be just like everybody else. So I respect the fact that uh, our forefathers gave they all, sacrificed their life for equality. But in equality 2009 or the years that he was in office, it would not look like the equality back in the day. So it just happened to open up for all people, regardless of their sexual preference. But tomorrow or here shortly, we will recognize that Obamacare was love. We will respect Obamacare with the prices that's coming in a few hours. You have people despising Obamacare because of the color of his skin. But the color of his skin did not stop him from giving affordable health care to all people. We got to do better. We got to do better. Okay, y'all, that was the last time. If y'all don't get the likes up, we're out of here. Hey, Tammy.
never been. Our history is a story of struggle. Our story is a constant fight to close the gap between what we say we are and what we do. We say all men are created equal. And for most of our history, we have had to fight to make those words true for everyone. This moment we are in right now. It is just another part of that same long struggle. This is not the end of the story. This machine, this fear, this division. This is
The
not our final
machine don't
chapter.
care.
This is just one more test. It is a test of our character, a test of our values, a test of what we truly believe. And I have hope because I believe in us. I believe in the American people. I believe that our goodness is deeper than our fear. I believe that our compassion is stronger than this cruelty. The future of this nation is not written by one advisor in the White House. It is not written by a mean-spirited mean. It is not written by a cold machine. The future of this nation is written by you. It is written by the teacher who welcomes a new child into her classroom, no matter where they are from. It is written by the business owner who judges people by their
Who you
work,
talking about, Tammy?
not their accent. It is written by the young person who sees this news, who sees this
Tammy,
injustice,
Mrs.
and who
Tom, what are you
decides to
talking
get
about?
involved, who decides to run for office,
Who is she?
who decides to
I
become a
don't know who
lawyer
you're
or
talking
a
about.
doctor or an organizer.
My
It is written
comment
by
didn't
all
have
of us
anything to
every
do
day
with
when
anybody
we
in the
choose hope
chat.
over fear, when we choose to build bridges, not walls, when we choose to see the best in each other instead of assuming the worst. This is a moment of darkness. But
Hey,
the
Vicky.
darkness is just the absence of light. And each of
Okay.
us, we are the light. Our decency is the light. Our belief in the American promise, that is the light. So do not be discouraged. Do not fall into despair. This is our time to stand up. This is our time to remember who we are. We are the children and grandchildren of immigrants. We are a nation of dreamers and strivers. We are a people who have overcome every challenge.
I wonder, is that machine, since it just going to take command, is it also going to include the people that is given the command if they are immigrants or descendant from immigrants? Because it indeed covers us all. And the funny thing about it is people don't want to accept it, but they all come from black people. Biblically. So they are immigrants. Trump is immigrants. So will the machine do whatever it's instructed to do? What about the people in the White House? Since it's just taking orders.
We are a people who, in the end, always choose to move forward. This machine cannot stop us. The spirit cannot break us.
Absolutely,
We are
Tammy.
better than this. And we will prove it. We will prove it with our voices. We will prove it with our actions. And we will prove it with our hearts. So this is where I want to leave you. We are at a crossroads. We are in a moment of choosing. And the choice is not just about immigration. The choice is about who we want to be. Do we want to be a nation that is defined by our fears? A nation that builds machines to keep people out. A nation that uses the language of games and pests to talk about our fellow human beings? Do we want to be a nation that is cold and hard and suspicious? A nation that pulls up the drawbridge and turns off the light? Or do we want to be the nation that I know we are, the nation that you carry in your hearts? The nation of big-shouldered hope, the nation of the helping hand, the nation that for all its faults, for all its struggles, has always, always strived to be better, to be more generous, to be more just, to be more true to that simple, powerful idea that we are all created equal. The people who are pushing this machine, the people who are using this language of fear, they are betting on you to be small. They are betting on you to be afraid. They are betting on you to be silent. I am making a different bet. I am betting on you. I am betting on your goodness. I am betting on your decency. I am betting on your strength. I am betting that you will not let your hearts be hardened. I am betting that you will stand up in your own way and speak out for the values that built this country. The story of America is in your hands. It always has been. The work is not easy, but it is our work, the work of building a more perfect union. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this community, this conversation, this hard, important conversation. It does not end here.
You can tell he was pissed. You could tell he was mad, and you can tell he was very disappointed when whatever came across his desk came across his desk. You can tell whether it's AI or not. You can tell, and that's how it starts out. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice. What is it? Establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common's defense, promote the general welfare. I mean, I don't remember it, but that's how it starts out, and that's been principal foundation for as long as it has been implemented. And who does Trump think he is? He's a crook. He's a criminal. He's a thief. He's a master manipulator. Okay, we have to stand together. We must stand together. Okay, y'all? I'm out of here. We just have to stay prayed up. Stand solid. Don't give in. This, I do agree, is a test. You got to get prayed up and trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to thy own understanding. Acknowledge him. Put him in it. Put God in it in all our ways, and he will direct our path. To stay solid, stay true. Ask God to be a fence around you and your family. Keep y'all protected. Jesus be a fence of protection. No weapon. For this is a time that we got to go to those sayings, scriptures. God is not the spirit of fear, but power. We got to talk to ourselves biblically as a reminder. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. You may form, but you won't prosper. It won't go there. It won't go nowhere. Put on your whole armor. Stay armored up. Stay armored up. Okay? See you tomorrow. Take care. Good night, y'all. Good night. Good night. Bye, Roberto. Y'all, if y'all didn't hit the like button or double tap your screen coming in, please do so going out. I greatly appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please share the video. Support the platform. Okay? Whooshing. Okay, thanks. Good night. Bye, Carmen. Good night. Bye, Vicky. To everybody. Sleep tight. Don't let the Trump parasite bite. Detox that thing. Good night.